Let's have another little chat, shall we? Earlier today I was a bit passionate. I wasn't angry. A lot of times people mistake anger for passion. And I wasn't angry, I was passionate because I stood firm in what I know, not what I believe. And one thing you never allow anyone to do, no matter who it is, no matter what position a bunch of followers have put someone in, you never allow someone to try to put you in a category that you don't belong in. I am a respectable black gay man. I pay my taxes, I take care of my life, and I can do what I can do. See, everybody runs around talking about what they know, but let's show people what you can do. See, I know I've used my power to change my reality for the better. And all of the changes that I went through last year, when I was homeless and shit like that, that was all part of the change. So I could enter into my new reality, which is what I like better, which is better for me. This new reality is more conducive for my happiness, for my healing. So I will never let anybody, I don't care who they are, it could be my own mother, I will never let anybody put me in a position or in a category that does not fit me. And people can do this with silence. They can do this with their dismissive behaviors towards you. They can do this by trying to erase you. But you never let anyone, you always put that shit back out into the universe, whatever, to combat that. You never let anybody put you in a category that you don't belong in. No, I'm not perfect, but I'm a respectable gay person with dignity. And I will always hold my head in motherfucking dignity no matter what no nigga may think about me. Because that which resides in me, ain't to be fucked with. I have people around me that uplift me and love me and genuinely want to see me do good. So I'm not looking for no valor motherfucking dation. Let me just, be clear about that. I appreciate the lessons. I appreciate the things that have been done for me. I'm not unappreciative. I'm not that type of person. But one thing I will no longer do, because I've done this most of my life, I've allowed people, especially other black people, to put me in categories that I don't belong in. And I don't belong in a category of being a freak show or some weirdo. I don't do no weird motherfucking shit. I stay in my motherfucking lane and I make sure you motherfuckers stay in yours as well. No, I'm not perfect. But I embrace my imperfections. So never let anybody put you in a position or a category that you don't belong in. Let their silence be your motherfucking guide. Because if you really can hear, there's nothing anyone can hide. And yes, that rhymes because I'm poetic. I'm creative like that. But no, nobody will never put me in a motherfucking category that I don't belong in. Because the shit that I forgot, most of these motherfuckers will never know. I'm a respectable, proud, dignified, black, gay man. And I don't take no motherfucking shit off of nobody. And I don't give a fuck who you are. Nobody has the right to mistreat you, dismiss you, and throw you away and put you in a category that you don't deserve to be in. You motherfucking right, I'm gonna speak out about that motherfucking shit. Nobody has no right to do that to you. So never let anyone that you may have looked up to or admired, don't let them motherfuckers do no shit like that. And then that goes to show you that that person doesn't deserve your admiration. They don't deserve you to look up to them. You don't be ungrateful for the things that they may have done for you. You take the lesson, but you take your motherfucking energy back. Reverse. Remove them. And restore your foundation and your energy and your fucking spirit. You know, I was watching, I do watch American Horror Story. And in season 3, when Fiona went to hell and she was met with that axe murderer that she had to spend eternity with him, that was her hell. Living in piss and filth and living in some pissy cabin. That was her hell. That was her eternity. And remember Papa Legba, the voodoo devil, he was taunting her in hell, right? Fiona Good was the personification of an egotistical supreme. She was the queen of all witches. But Fiona lacked something that sent her to hell. She lacked consciousness. She was the personification of the ego and the egotistical mindset of a lot of these black male conscious so-called teachers and guides and all that bullshit. And basically what that scene in American Horror Story what it really symbolized was that a lot of these people who are so high up on the so-called hog, but they're really not, a lot of these people, they really don't, their consciousness is really not expanding. And they are really lower level types of people. So no matter what their human titles may be, spiritually, they're on a much lower frequency and on a much lower vibration. In the Bible, it says the meek shall inherit the earth. And that's exactly what that scene in American Horror Story at the end, season 3, that's what that was saying. Because she was so nasty to her daughter, who really didn't possess a lot of powers. But come to find out, her daughter was the next supreme. Her daughter was the weakest one, who actually was really the strongest one. You got to be careful who you throw away and who you mistreat. Because you never know who you have to come to in the motherfucking spirit and ask for something. Everything is smoke and mirrors with these people. Illusions and deception. And you never let motherfuckers like that take away your motherfucking spirit and your fucking dignity. They can remove videos, like I said, but never let them take away your dignity and your motherfucking right to exist and be who you are. I'm not no motherfucking freak show. When I spoke about certain things on certain platforms years ago, I came from a genuine place, not a malicious place. But you can't be a genuine person with people who are not genuine. Simple as that. So, no, I will never let anybody put me in a motherfucking category that I don't belong in. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks about me. I know what I can do. I don't have to get on here and talk about what I know. Fuck what you know. Show me what you can do. And I have not seen that at all. That is far few and in between of what I've seen. Everybody knows how to regurgitate shit out of a book. But show me what the fuck you can do. See, I have receipts on what I can do. I don't have to get on here and prove it to no motherfucking body because I don't have followers. Because I'm not looking for followers or cult-minded people. I'm not under the Jim Jones effect. I live in my own reality that I created using my spiritual magic or whatever you want to call it. And I've created a reality where I'm surrounded by people who lift me higher and treat me good, not worship me. I cannot ask for anything else. I'm good. And that's real motherfucking talk. How did I create my reality? I'll say this much. I will say this much. I used the energy of change and rebirth. I use the energy of change and rebirth. And that's all I'm going to say. What I really wanted to talk about, I want to be a little bit messy. This has nothing to do with, no conscious community and none of that bullshit. I don't care nothing about that shit for real anymore. I said what I had to say and I'm done with it for now and forever, probably. But I wanted to talk about something. I'm very nosy. That's why I'm a good occultist, because I'm nosy. And I look at a lot of things that these men say, particularly black men say on these apps and stuff like that, because I frequent them because I want to, I use them as case studies to understand to understand people's mindsets, to understand why people do the things that they do. And you have 40-year-old black men sitting up on dating apps, and I'm only browsing, not looking for anyone. I use them to just understand human nature and people's neuroses and stuff like that. You have 40-year-old black men, and I'm thinking about a particular individual who actually hit me up one time too. But you have 40-year-old black men who claim to be heterosexual sitting up on dating apps making fun of women. Like this one dude, he's not very attractive. He does not have an attractive face. I'm not going to say that he's ugly. He has beautiful teeth, but he's not very attractive. He has big bubble looking eyes, a big pie face. He's not really attractive at all. And he's sitting up on a dating app making fun of women's teeth, telling women to fix their teeth and all that type of stuff. And this person is 40 years old. And my question is this. If you are not dating, and I'm only speaking about these particular types of black men, because everything ties into the occult. This is all about energy, frequency, and vibration and what people are tuning into. And you can tell that this individual is tuning into a very low vibrating frequency. Number one, why are you on a dating site at 40 years old still making fun of people? Talking about people's teeth. If you are not trying to date any of those women, what fucking difference does it make what their teeth look like? And they can get dental work to fix their teeth, but you can't do anything about that big pie face that you have. And that's even an insult to pies. It just really makes you wonder, and it really helps you to understand why there are so many lonely men in this world. It really helps you to understand why a lot of these types of black men on these dating apps, why they are so lonely. He's a 40-year-old grown man, and the only thing that he can do is get on dating apps to insult women. I'm just an observer. I'm not, I have a blank profile. I'm an observer. I'm just an observer, just looking and observing, and sometimes playing the game just to get information that I can bring back to YouTube as a case study. See, people like that individual right there, people like him, he's the type of person that would be very combative in any type of relationship. It wouldn't work for him because he is the emotionally abusive, overly critical type of guy. And what makes this so fucking insidious is that, nigga, you're not even attractive. You're not even what most women would probably even want. Which is why you're on a dating app all day, every day. I'm an observer. I observe people's behavior. And this is what I do. I'm the occult view. I find out the things about people that they don't want others to know. And that particular individual, what he does not want people to know about him is the fact that he is, number one, he's bisexual and he hides that. And I know that for a fact because he left me a message and I told him what I was. And he was okay with it. And the only reason I did that was because I wanted to, this was a while back, this wasn't recently. I wanted to see where it would go. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything I was really looking to do with him, but I wanted to just see, you know, where his head was at. This was a while back. But he's still on there. I read people's profiles, and most of the men, they list everything that they don't want. And I'm going to tell you ladies something. If you frequent dating apps or not, if you're with a man and he tells you everything he's not looking for in a woman, run in the other direction. When you see a profile of a person telling you, I don't like this, I don't want that, I don't want that. When you see that in a profile, or if it comes out of a man's mouth, or men, if that comes out of a woman's mouth, run in the other direction. Because that's a big red flag. Because if you don't want this and you don't, but mainly I see that from men. Because I've been on both sides. I see that from men. When you see that, ladies, that's a red flag. That is a person who is not happy, and there's nothing that you can do that can make that person happy. That is a very broken spirit that has not healed himself. And most of these men, they're looking for someone to take care of them emotionally, probably financially too, but mainly emotionally. They're looking for an emotional crutch. They're looking to suck your motherfucking energy. Like you see profiles talking about, oh, I'm looking for somebody to make me happy. That's another red flag. And you all probably know that, but if you don't, that's a red flag. Why the fuck are you looking for somebody to make you happy? Now, it's one thing to say that you're looking for someone to enhance your happiness. That's something different. But We live in a world with a lot of angry, bitter people. This world is full of angry, bitter people. And they are looking for other people to devour. So this person who's sitting up here making fun of women's teeth, telling women you need to get your teeth fixed and all this other bullshit, he will never find a decent relationship. He's 40 years old. He's in my age bracket. I'm 42. He's 40 years old. And this is what 40 is now. This is what 40 is now. Somebody like that will grow old by themselves, and they will be one of these people that nobody comes to visit, nobody wants to be around, nobody wants to talk to, and nobody wants to be bothered with. And I think his profile said he was a Taurus, and that really sums it up for most of them. Taurus men are very, very difficult, troubled people. It is amazing that anybody would want to put up with them and deal with them. I know I'm being kind of lame and kind of petty and messy right now, but I'm just being honest. They are very combative. They are very difficult people, and they will turn on you like rabid dogs. They can't be trusted. They cannot be trusted. I feed them motherfuckers with a long handled spoon. You have to actually treat them like motherfucking dogs. You really do. Tauruses in general are very weird people, in my opinion. Some of them you can be friends with, and some of them you can't, child. But that's just the way it goes. You know? But this individual, he will end up being alone and by himself with his pretty teeth. You know, I have a saying. When a person wants to be right about everything, you know what happens to people who are right about everything? They end up right by themselves and right alone. They end up right by themselves and right alone. Now, I have a friend. He lives with me. And he and I don't always see eye to eye on things. Sometimes we have disagreements and miscommunication. And at the end of the day, I know I'm not always right. And that is why I believe he and I are able to come to some type of détente, because I can look at myself, and I don't say this in no egotistical way. I say this humbly. I can look at myself and say, Seer, you're wrong. I don't want to be right about everything, because I'm not. I'm not right about everything. No one is. And those people who want to be right about everything, you're going to end up being right by yourselves, especially a lot of you black men. Especially a lot of you black men, you're going to be right by yourselves. You're on a dating app making fun of people's teeth that you don't even fucking know. And then you wonder why you're sitting up there horny, frustrated, alone, dick getting limp, dick getting wrinkled, your balls getting wrinkled, growing gray hairs. Nobody wants to touch it. Nobody wants to be bothered with you. No woman wants to be bothered with you. Then you wonder why these same type of men, like this dude right here, these same type of men, you sit up and you wonder why women would rather be with another motherfucking woman than to be with you. You wonder why. You wonder why. You'd mean to tell me you don't have nothing else better to do than to sit up and judge people that you don't even know? You're not dating those women, so what difference does it make what their fucking teeth look like? What difference does it make? Oh, I'll tell you, men like him are the real ones that hate women. And they display it in a passive aggressive manner. A lot of you women that got husbands and boyfriends, they act just like this man right here. They act like you're their enemy, right? Right? They act like you're their enemy. Because these men, they really hate, they embody, these types of men embody hating women. Like I told you earlier, I probably like women more than a lot of these motherfucking types of men. And this ain't no shade or disrespect to, decent heterosexual black men or straight black men. No, that's not that type of game. Not that type of party. We're talking about these types of low vibrating ass men and the energy that they're putting out into the fucking world and how it affects other people. His name is Eric. We're gonna call him out. His name is Eric. And he's sitting up making fun of women's teeth for no reason. I could see if they did something to you. But just to be sitting up to have an outgoing profile telling women you need to fix your teeth. But you're single though, right? But you're single. You're single and you're by yourself at the age of 40. Right, Eric? You're single. I guarantee you that most of those women that he's talking about, they will find somebody before he will. And you know what makes this so interesting? He's in pictures hugged up with a man, but you don't see him in no pictures with no woman. Oh, that's right. Remember, he wanted me to suck his dick. Remember. But I refused, because he ain't my motherfucking type. Do you know that this bum don't even fucking drive? The fuck is wrong with these black men in DC? They don't drive. They can't afford a Uber. They can't afford a Lyft. They can't afford to get on the fucking bus. But they have the unmitigated gall to sit up and judge women on a dating app about their fucking teeth. I bet you those women without teeth, I bet you they have jobs. I bet you they have cars. See, my friend, he's from California. He's not from DC. I don't fuck with DC motherfucking niggas. I don't date them. My friend from California. Totally different type of person. Totally different personality. DC black men have the most horrible personalities, which is why a lot of them end up by themselves. And they are truly walking in their own self-fulfilled curses and hexes. They don't even realize how they're hexing themselves and cursing themselves. They don't even realize it. You're sitting up making fun of women's teeth, but nigga, you don't even fucking drive. When you tried to talk to me, you didn't drive. You can't even afford to get in a fucking Uber or a Lyft. Somebody got to come pick your old motherfucking ass up, right? But you want to run your fucking mouth. This 40-year-old old ass motherfucking man, you want to run your mouth. Probably broke, no money. And I'm not making it everything about money, but I'm making it about I'm in petty mode right now. I'm making it about money when it comes to this motherfucker because he's sitting up making fun of people. And I don't like that type of shit. And I know women do the same motherfucking shit, and I don't like it when they do it either. Making fun of people for what? And I have nice teeth, so it ain't about that. I'm about justice and for what's right. That's what I'm for. I'm about that. And black people have gotten away from standing up for what's right. We want to sit up and kiki and make fun of each other all the fucking time. This 40-year-old grown motherfucker, he don't even fucking drive. He doesn't have the right. He don't have the right to make fun of nobody. When he's an old ass fucking nigga that doesn't even have the basic motherfucking things that a man should fucking have. But yet he's up in a picture with another man, hugged up with him. In a club. No woman in sight. Right? But you're sitting up making fun of women on a dating app. You're requesting women, but you really don't like women. That's the whole fucking thing. You don't like women. And you don't have to be gay to not like women. Let's cut that bullshit now, because I'm going to tell you ladies something. A lot of these motherfucking so-called heterosexual and straight men, they don't like you. They don't like you. You can see it in their actions, and I'm talking about black women. They don't like you. They don't like you. They don't like you. They want to fuck you. They might want to marry you. But they don't like you. You can see it in their actions. Let me give you a prime example of what I'm talking about. My aunt, who I no longer speak to, her name is Monica. I remember one time she and her husband and we went to Super Walmart out in Severn, Maryland. And I could see how he was acting towards her. See, it's little things like that that make my spirit eye start going off. The alerts start going off. We were at Super Walmart walking through different aisles. And she was asking him, do you want this? Do you want that? You know, what is it that you want me to pick you up? She was trying, although she's a horrible woman, I don't like her, but she was trying to be a dutiful wife. He was ignoring her. He was being nasty towards her. He was being dismissive towards her. And for the first time, I really got a chance to really see and understand why she is so bitter. And why she's going to be right by herself as well when that motherfucker croaks, whenever that is. I got a real vision of why she's the way that she is too, as it pertains to him. Because, you know, everybody puts their own ingredient in making somebody, you know, who they are. He was just being so nasty to her. He was walking ahead of her in the store, you know, and they're married. Been married for over 20 years. They're married. But that's how he was behaving towards her. He don't like her. These men don't like women. They don't like men. They don't necessarily like men sexually. It's not about that. Don't get bamboozled into the sexual orientation thing. Black men in this society have been trained to hate other black people. They've been trained and they've been mind controlled to hate and dislike their own women. Those are just facts. And that's what I know, not what I think. So now you have people like Eric who are being born out of that type of motherfucking that's the frequency that they're picking up on. It's not your fault, black women. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. You can be perfection. They would still find fault with you. They would still find fault with you. It's like the Dan Broderick effect. No matter what his wife Betty Broderick did, he still found fault with her. She lost weight. She got her teeth fixed. She let her hair grow. He simply just did not like her. Because he had somebody else that was doing, work on him, spiritual work, to get him, and the shit ended up backfiring. Look up Betty Broderick on YouTube. But she did everything to try. She was white, but she did everything to try to make him happy. And black men are up under the Dan Broderick effect. Eric is up under the Dan Broderick effect. He's just a broke down, bummy ass motherfucking nigga that don't have anything. The only thing that he has is his loneliness, his horniness, his bitterness. He's a 40-year-old man. He doesn't even know how to talk to women. He doesn't know how to talk to anyone. But especially, he does not even know how to have a conversation with women. You need to get your teeth fixed. That's his conversation with people that he doesn't even know. Can you imagine the catastrophe, black women, of being around a toxic, malignant type of man like that? Can you imagine that? Having to be around that type of energy. And then you're wondering, I'm just saying, people are wondering why some black women tend to go to white men or Latino men or Puerto Rican men, because those men probably treat them better sometimes. And I'm not promoting no forms of dating. I'm just pointing things out. Black men in this motherfucking area, in the DC area, they are horrible people. They are horrible people. Black men in Baltimore, horrible people. They are horrible people. And we have to stop sugarcoating stuff. Just call a motherfucking thing a thing and get it over with. They don't know how to talk to people. These motherfuckers are so fucking lost in the sauce. They don't even know how to have a healthy, no strings attached sexual relationship. They don't even know how to do that. But they do know how to talk about people's teeth. They do know how to be overly critical about people when they're not even looking all up to par their fucking selves. They do know how to be up in pictures with other men, no women in sight, but they're straight though, right? You up in a motherfucking club. Supposedly, I'm assuming it's a straight club. You're up in a straight club, hugged up with another motherfucking man. Where the women's at? And then you niggas wonder why you end up alone. You wonder why. That's why. This is the occult view. Just giving my point of view once again. Like it, hate it, love it, it's all good. And that's all I really have to say.